I just made a video for my main channel. I went to upload it and my internet went down. We're getting bad weather here. And I felt compelled to make this video. I wanted to say some things in the other video, but because it's a wide audience, I felt like I was restrained from saying something that I wanted to say. But now I feel compelled to actually say it and have been released from the restraint. So I'm understanding that I'm supposed to make this for celestial voyages. You probably need to watch the first video on my main channel because this is about Mars. It's been about Mars for days now. You would think Saturn retrograde, Mercury combust, Jupiter retrograde. I ain't even talked about that. But it's heavy on me about this Mars. And I guess because it's so emotional, and that's what I want to talk about. It's the emotional fluxes that I'm feeling. My Mars is in Capricorn. My Mars is exalted. But here, since Mars came into Gemini, this is off the charts. I've not felt anything like this in a long time. It's almost disturbing. I'm getting waves or tremors of anxiety that I don't get. It's like I feel it coming. I feel it coming. I didn't want to say, this is what I didn't want to say on the other channel. One, it's going to come off like fear. I have a wide audience, over 1,500 new subs that really don't have a clue where I'm coming from. They're just new subs. Just got on board, don't understand the alchemy, don't understand the history and where all this is coming from. But here on this channel, I feel like I can post this video, and I'm supposed to. There are some of you that need to hear this. And not many watched the last video. Not many found the hidden treasures. So that's starting to manifest itself now. And this channel is starting to manifest itself on. It's going to be my backup channel in case they take the other one down. But now I see where it's going and why there are two. And that moon is not quite there yet, but it's fixing to be. Right here with Saturn. And somehow or another, I feel like this is going to amplify it. But it's the Mars. I feel real uneasy. I'm getting emails, disturbing emails from people. Very disturbing. Coming from bad places. And I know everybody's going through this. But what I'm feeling is not coming from me. It's coming from outside of me. And I'm aware of that. It's like an energy wave, or waves, because it seems to be coming in sections. It'll hit me real strong, intensely, and it almost puts me what I call in an agitated or nervous state. It's even hitting in my sleep. I know we have 5G here, but I'm a copper baseline, and I feel that frequency, and I actually have the ability to shut frequencies off. I know they're there, but I can literally ignore it. It's something I've had to learn to do as an empath. It was difficult for me to be in large groups of people because I had emotion come, especially people who were in charged states of emotion, because everybody's emotions were just, I was absorbing them all at once, and it can be chaotic. So to be able to function in society very young, I had to learn to shut it off, cut it off, just close that door. You hear them knocking, but you just don't open it. You don't acknowledge it. So I'm aware of the 5G here, and I see what it's doing to people, but this is not 5G. This is not coming. This is not man-made. This is something else. This is a different frequency that's being broadcast. It's coming from outside, and it's huge. And I can see, I know how it's affecting me, so I could see how it could be very detrimental to a lot of people. And I really don't know what to say about that. I've contemplated it. I've opened the door so that I could feel it and recognize it for what it was. So that I can see, oh, this is coming from outside of me. I don't identify with this vibration. This vibration is not part of my song. This is like a sour note. It's off key. It's disruptive. It causes a pause or a break in the song. It's like that boom, those low chords. When you talk of, I don't know why I'm saying this, but here comes Mercury, and he's combust. He's not being allowed to speak. I get a lot of questions that people don't understand. 88 is Mercury. 88 is the number of days. It's Mercury's year. It's 88 days. He circles the sun every 88 days. That's Mercury. He's swift. He's Nike. But I'm getting, this is a very dark, negative. There is a harmony to all of this. And what's coming from Mars right now, with the K2 Rahu, even more than the Saturn retrograde, it's off key. I don't even know how to explain it. Everything is in great harmony, and Mars is singing off key here, and it's disruptive. The whole song wants to stop when he starts doing that. And this, of course, Mercury, the messenger, is being blocked from an outside source. And I'm feeling that outside source, that blockage, is Mars. It's the root chakra blocking. It's the sun over here. You think the sun is the Mercury's combust of the sun, so it's the sun that blocks. No, that's just the language, because that blockage it represents the people or circumstances in our lives. The sun is just the archon or the archetype that shows you. Now that character is going to play out, and people are circumstances, systems in our lives that are affected by Mercury, which is logic, reason, intelligence, commerce, navigation, and communication. Mars is emotion and action. And what I'm feeling is triggering a very low, wicked, I don't know of another word. This is just wicked. It is carrying, it's not death. It's not death. It's different. It's has almost a sense of a pleasure in wickedness. a hunger. It's hungry. I'm trying to feel it right now, and it feels hungry. It wants. It's dark. It's coming to take. It don't care. It's the lowest of the low. You know, I used to use a statement because I've always considered my mother the most uncompassionate person I've ever met in my life. No mercy, no compassion, no love, no empathy whatsoever for anybody or anything but herself. And she can fake emotion, but there's always an underlying motive. It's easy to see with her that she has a reason for doing it. It's not coming from a place of kindness. And that's what this feels like. I also understand why she's the way she is. She's emotionally destroyed. And that's what this feels like. And that it shows, it's almost narcissistic. A narcissist finds pleasure in the suffering of others. That's what this is. It's that darkness, that where you find pleasure in the downfall of another. That's what this is. That's what it feels like. That's wicked there. To where, and you know, here's what I got to say about that. Because there's big division everywhere. Everywhere there is huge division. And even those of us who consider ourselves on the right path, or on a better path, we're classing ourselves out. We tend to judge those like in authority. Example, what's going on in politics. We judge these people, right? We find pleasure. The Democrats would find great pleasure in watching the president fall. That's a wickedness. And finding pleasure in the destruction of another. That's what this is. This is what I'm feeling. And it's happy like it's getting its way. But I know the danger behind that. And it's what I've been saying. Saturn's giving you enough room to hang yourself. Saturn's giving you enough room to hang yourself. Retrograde. Right now, we have the divine feminine there. The moon is the destroyer in water. Here, this is intuition joining the illuminated mind. It's a feminine energy balancing the masculine Saturn retrograde. It's a window that's open for a short time. We won't get another window like this with the moon until it comes to Venus. I'm curious as to the state of the moon with Mars. Let's go find out. June the 5th at 5:41 in the morning. They're about 5:30 onwards. And the moon is at, oh, you just came off of a new moon, so this is a new beginning. 6.2% crescent moon. Look at here. This is the sigil of Islam. And this is, understand, this is the war, Gemini is the war between the two brothers. It's the story of Jacob and Esau. It's the story of Cain and Abel. It's the story of the twins, the two brothers in South America. And the ancient, it's all over the world. The story's told all over the world in many forms. you know, and the stories, all the stories, Cain and Abel, well, Cain kills Abel, it's over. But in the other stories, well, Cain has to come back and deal with Abel's offspring in one story, which is where they're basing our Bible from. So it's a Gemini story. Now, so is the Esau, which is the red man, right? Gemini's red, and his brother Jacob, who becomes Israel, who is a air sign, bird. Excuse me. But this is Islam is that story. He's Ishmael. It's the story of the Isaac and Ishmael here. Isaac and Ishmael, the two brothers. Different mothers, two brothers. In South America, it's twins. They have the same mother. But it's always that story of the two. I guess in Game of Thrones, this would be the Lannisters, right? The brother-sister, the twins. It's Pollux and Castor in the Greek. And here comes Mercury, representing, will be there as well. Mercury no longer combust, out of the Tauran problem, and here comes now here comes the message. The messenger comes, and he rules here. This is this is Hermetics. He's the hermit. He's Hermes. He's Thoth. He's Nike. He's the messenger. He's the hawk. He's the raven. Below Virgo is the raven. He also rules there we go, the raven. The raven. Edgar Allan Poe. This is the Holy Grail, the cup. Also Mercury. It's also, in the other tradition, it's the box. It's the alabaster box. That's why this is the woman with the alabaster box that washes his feet. She's the whore. She's the prostitute. But her story will be told. One story, she's worthy. She's the whore that washes his feet. And in his eyes, she's clean. But in the eyes of the priesthood, she's evil. She's wicked, evil, unpure, unclean. She's the whore of Babylon. What priesthood? This priesthood, the serpent priesthood, Libra, Aries, from Aries. They hate her. And today, they have joined forces with her. In the Battle of Fire and Ice. Interesting what is going on. Venus, on that day, Venus and the Sun will be in Taurus. Mercury moving into this Moon-Mars conjunction that's going to be the reverse aspect of what's going on today. The Moon's field is with Saturn today, but on the 5th of June, it's going to reverse. Whatever this is going to ramp up to this day. The sun in the house of literally Freemasonry. Venus there as well. Money to be made here. Jupiter's retrograde, yes. Am I right about that? Yeah, thought so. Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto, all retrograde. Neptune still in Aquarius, retrograde. Uranus just came out of its retrograde. So we got the imagination and the subconscious mind in retrograde. That means imagination can be off the scale, which is good for manifestation. I just find all of this Mars energy that's going on right now. I'm feeling it. I wouldn't say it's stressing me out. I can control it. I have the ability. I'm aware of it. But I also know that it's reverberating through this whole construct. This is huge. Like I said, this is even hitting me in my sleep. I will wake up agitated. It's like I can't even explain it. I'm having this Mercury combust, I'm having a difficult time finding the words. I know what I want to say. I'm feeling it. I just have no expression of it. It's just like not being on a really hot night and you can't sleep, right? One of those toss and turns. But I'm sleeping really good. And then boom, it'll hit me. And I'll start tossing and turning and agitated till I just go ahead and get up. And then it takes it about, I don't know, about 10, 15 minutes. And it's gone, or I've suppressed it. And I can lay back down and I'm at peace. I'm at ease. But this is very wicked, what I'm feeling. I didn't want to just throw that out there on my other channel and turn this into be afraid, jump into the root chakra. I want this to be among those who's it meant for. And I know if I just put it out there, then you will find it. And I trust spirit. I don't trust anything but the spirit. And that's what I know that if I do this, then I've done my part and spirit will take care of the rest. And the person that this message, or persons that it was meant for, will find it exactly when they're supposed to. You know, we try to get ahead of ourselves a lot. As a Capricorn, I always try to be ahead of the game. But it's truly why we are told to pray for our daily bread and to take up your cross and carry it daily is because you're given what you need exactly when you need it, not before. Have you ever I've had them situations my whole life to where, I've always been a paycheck to paycheck person. The next paycheck could find you don't got one, you could find yourself on the street kind of life. And that's okay with me. I don't mind that. I've never wanted materialism. I've never needed it or desired it. To me, less is more. But I get it that you're given what you need exactly when you need it. There have been times that it's just been within hours of me ably having to find the money to pay my rent. But it always happens. It's always there. My needs are always met. I've had a very difficult life, but I'm never starved to death. I'm still here. I've drowned, I've done all kind of things, but I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still able to share. I deal with pain. Pain is my big downfall. I deal with massive amounts of physical pain. But it's been so many decades now that, and with the help of Kratom, I can handle that. I can just walk through the fire now. The pain's there. It doesn't stop me. It doesn't slow me down. I just go ahead and do what I got to do. I don't fall apart anymore because of the pain. I don't let it control me. I now have the ability to control it. But this energy that has been coming through with Mars, and it's real significant when it wakes me up. Then I feel nothing but that energy. There's nothing going on around me, nothing to distract me. It's just, wake up, there it is. In your face. I wonder how many of you are experiencing this. I could see how it could drive some people over the edge. It makes me nervous. It's almost, it has a paranoid flavor to it, like somebody's coming to get you and you know it. One of those. And I know this is not directed at me. I know I'm just picking this up. That's just the energy that's coming off of Mars here and all of this conjunction and this pattern on this mutable cross. And I see it coming in waves. It's waning back and forth, back and forth. I feel it. It's mutable. And it's finding pleasure in the suffering of another. I can actually hear a laugh. Like it's laughing. And it has no empathy, no compassion. What is the word? It's not just wicked. There's a specific word. I'll find it in a minute. It keeps showing me pictures. Images. And it's funny because I'm hearing a masculine laugh. Like, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha, like I got you kind of thing. Like, ha ha, like you walked right into the trap. It was kind of, that was too easy. I got you, ha 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 ha. Had anybody ever laugh at you like that before? But when I see the image, the laugh is masculine, but the image it's showing me is feminine. The voice is that of a man. The laugh is masculine, but the image is feminine. I don't even know what to think about that. And the duality, Castor and Pollux, the twins. I had twins. And they were born together, and they died together. Another story for another day. But this Mars, I don't, let me play around here for a minute. I don't mean to jump everybody off course. Just curious. I'm going to end up learning Aztec before this is over. Let's throw, this might help. I should have done that with the last one. Okay. Now we have another well and another river. 2 rivers over here. This is the Chinese. Funny that this is the 5 feudal kings. Oh, I've just got to. Let me first, I'm curious. That's Gemini as well. Interesting. I actually know this story from the Chinese. And the Jade Well. that's funny. Aldebaran with Taurus here is the net. And they don't even give the Pleiades a name. I don't believe that. You need to learn this and all the symbols. So, the granaries, the wheat, the sheep and the wheat, the granaries, the flock, the sheep, the granaries, the flock. There should be another one over here. There should be another granary here. Wheat, sheep, flock, the emptiness. Interesting. Let's go through some more. I want the Egyptian up with the lines this time, and nothing for red Horus, our Mars. They hide all of that. The great navigator, the canoe baller of Maka Ali. The cat's cradle. How about that? The cat's cradle is Orion. The chief's eyes are the Pleiades. Hoku'ulu. The cat's in the cradle, and the silver spoon, little boy blue, and the man in the moon. That's the Hawaiian star lines. The Indian Vedic. Give it to us in the Greco-Roman. You gotta love that, right? They didn't give us anything. The Vedic ain't anything like the Greco-Roman, but that's what they've done. That's not even fair. What we gotta do is take away the images, and then we'll have their star lines. The Maker. Let me get back over here to my Mars. Mangala. Ooh. How about that? Does that ring any bell for anybody? Did me. I'm gonna come back down to where'd I want to go? What is the difference between Macedonian and Greek? I do wonder. Fox and pigs. So there's Nostradamus's pig. The cock here, you know, the cock is represented by the coming of the sun. Peter is the cock that crows thrice before the rising of the sun. Mars, nothing in Gemini. They're showing us nothing there. Let me move this over here. That way I can just pop through them and see what pops up for Mars. We got the Arabic, Aztec, the ball game of the stars. So the ball game is Mercurian. It's Gemini. This is South America. Belarusian, Poland and Lithuania are the two stars. Now how about that? The twins are Poland and Lithuania. The cockatoo and the long-necked tortoise. The feudal kings are Castor and Pollux. The Dakota, Lakota, and Nakota. Oh, I'm just interested in all of this. Let's take a peek, see. The Bear's Lodge. The Buffalo Embryo. Interesting. Check that out. The snake. Zuzika. The turtle. The great turtle. Seven girls. Pleiades. Interesting. And that's all they're going to give us. Younger brother of the morning star. The Thunderbird. That would be the polar star, the star which stands in one place. Alright, let's go back to Mars. This is about Mars. Mangala, the Inuit. Name of a murdered man. The hell? Again at the well. Wondering which well. Korean Eastern well. Oh, they got a lot here. No wonder they keep Korea from us. Gateway of sky, settled flag, flood control, hill of the sky, ear and eye of what? Ear and eye of. These are the kings. I guess this would be the King's Valley. Watchtower. That's going to be Aries. Southern Gate of the Emperor. Head of the corpse. You know, that's Medusa. And that is that star. In every culture, it's what we call a deadhead. There you go. You want to know the deadheads? Here's your deadhead. It's Medusa. It's the story of Perseus and Medusa. Pegasus is the palace of the emperor. The memory. The human. Aquarius is in the tomb. Cover of the house, crossbeam. Troops of the sky, the rampart, the empty house. Wow, all this is very interesting. Here's your architect. Here's the architect. Guess where he is? Difida, Deneb, Kiotus. What is that from the Arabic? The second frog is the architect. How's about that? I don't know how I got off Mars, but I sure just learned something that opened a lot of doors and understanding for me. And I have been having trouble with learning the Oriental, the Chinese, Japanese, the language, any of it. It's just been like off limits to me no matter how hard I've tried to understand it. But I think Korean might be my doorway in. I think I just found a door that I can walk through with a little bit of understanding. Mars. The emotions. I feel it coming and going. I've been at real peace myself lately. I mean, I have been since Christmas, when I started being grateful every day for everything, and I just changed me, and my whole world around me started to change. I have been at a really good place of peace. There's been disruptions here and there. Life no different, normal, like everybody else. I've got issues and problems, but I've just walked through it all with this calmness. But this energy that I'm feeling here, I've never felt anything like that before. It's not part of my nature. I don't have that within me. I don't feel that. I don't feel pleasure at the fall of another, at the harm or a hurt or destruction of another. I don't, even if they're wicked. It's like death row inmates. These people deserve to die, but I'd find no joy whatsoever in them being executed. I don't like to watch violence on television. I don't like to put that trash in my mind. It's not part of me. It's not who I am. Never have been. It rubs me the wrong way. To me, it's far more important what we feed our mind than what we feed our body. What we feed our mind affects us emotionally. Mars. And to me, television used to kind of be entertaining, and it had some good, emotionally healthy concepts, but not anymore. It's all very, very unhealthy for the mind, the body, the soul. There's nothing healthy about it. It's all coming from a place of Mars and Jupiter. Deep wickedness, desire, and pleasure, and debauchery, and there's nothing. It's all death to me. There's no love there anymore. It's all illusion, delusion, lie. And you know, now that I think about it, Hollywood, the script writers, even the priesthood, the government, they laugh at us. They do. They know we're stupid. They want to say we're stupid by genetics. No, we're stupid by their design, by their programming. And they are very narcissistic, and they think they're very smart. But they're not. Like I said, I've been around them. A bunch of narcissists, egomaniacs. You can't teach somebody something that thinks they know everything. I'm constantly looking to learn something new. The more I learn, the more I become aware of how little I truly know. But what little I do know has impacted my life, and it's made a difference. And I think it can make a difference in a lot of people's lives, because a lot of people are manipulated by religion, this beast out of the sea. And I feel that what I'm doing is they have cast a spell with that book, and they lied about what it means. But when you learn the truth of it, you don't burn the book. Now you can pick it up and read it. Now you can carry your cross daily. Now you can combat these powers and principalities that we war against. And what stronger war is there than that of emotion? It's a powerful force. Venus and Mars, masculine and feminine, we can look at them almost as love and hate, and they can change places. You can hate from your heart, and love from your emotion. You can do, it goes, it's just every color in the spectrum is covered by these two. Does the heart rule your emotions, or do your emotions rule your heart? You got to think about all this. The heart's with the conscious mind currently, being purified in fire or destroyed. That's what I'm thinking about this here, because it feels so wicked. What is the duality? What is the offset? What is the opposite? If this feels so wicked down here, then we should feel a sense of relief on this end. And these are, I don't know if you truly understand what's going on the mutable cross is the battle between the root chakra and the crown chakra, between Mars and Saturn, between Ketu and Rahu, between the past and the future. I need some feedback on what y'all feel about this Mars. Is anybody else picking this up? Can you describe it to me? What it feels like to you, and where is this coming from? I mean, obviously it's coming from Mars, right? Mars and Gemini, a little bipolar, but there's so much more. You see, Rahu and Ketu are the nodes of the moon. And this moon is fixing to conjunct this Saturn right now, about the time you're watching this, if my internet comes back on and I can get this uploaded. We're watching a ball game live. You're on the 50-yard line, and here comes the pass. Saturn's going to catch the ball. And then on the 6th, on the 5th of June, on 6/5, Mars gets the ball. And understand, when we talk Rahu and Ketu, we're talking the north and south nodes of the moon. And this is just intensifying it. Off the charts. I feel this stronger than I've felt anything in a very, very long time. It almost makes me nauseous when it hits me. It makes me want to puke. It's awful. I can't begin to tell you. I can't even describe how wicked this is. How evil. Give me some feedback, people. And if this is that wicked, I know that there's an imposing force that is that good, if not better. I'm trying to learn to deal with this energy and help others deal with it. So any feedback you give me will be appreciated and used wisely.